There are too many vile posters, speeches, and chants to mention. The scenes across America's college campuses since the October 7th massacre in Israel have turned our stomachs, but it should come as no surprise that our young people increasingly embrace ideologies that diminish the indiscriminate killing of women and children. This anti-Semitic coming out party for young Democrats is vexing the Biden White House precisely because years of ideologically hammering young people through party-aligned academia, social media, and a decidedly left-wing anti-faith press corps has created a monster that the president can't control. Democrats have now been exposed for tolerating the intolerable, defending the indefensible, and explaining away evil. Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre refused last week to call anti-Israel protesters extremists. President Biden says Hamas, they're just the other team. Responding to a heckler, the president buckled this week, calling for a pause in the war. Gen Z and millennials have had diversity, equity, and inclusion pounded into their heads since elementary school. So-called social emotional learning, propagated by the left, was supposed to put them in touch with their feelings and make them compassionate and understanding. It has done the opposite. It has made them numb and ignorant of humanity. It has led them to cheapen human life, be ignorant of atrocity, and supportive of a culture of death. They've grown up in a world where we deny the humanity of the unborn. We take that life and we call it health care. We sanction the murder of the old and infirm, and we call it compassion. Leftist professors who've never been outside the walls of universities gloss over the murder of tens of millions of innocent people at the hands of communists, socialists, and fascists. They work overtime to redefine those ideologies to mean American conservatism. Young people today are taught moral equivalency in the name of pluralism and respect for the beliefs of others. They are taught there are no objective truths. The left invents victims and suppresses personal responsibility. They manipulate science, and they call it fact. A century ago, as German citizens turned a blind eye to the Holocaust, many did so out of fear of government retribution for opposing Hitler's final solution. Today, young people are not pressured by any such force. In fact, from President Biden to the United Federation of Teachers on down the line, Democrats have drilled into them that this country is nothing more than a cauldron of systemic victimization. National borders mean nothing. Cradle-to-grave social programming is great. The creep of socialism, the death of privacy, increasing malevolence in society aren't threats to their future. Climate change and white supremacism are. In 2020, a study by the Conference on Jewish Material Claims Against Germany found that even in New York, with its massive Jewish population, more than 1/3 of millennials and Gen Z respondents believed that the Holocaust was either exaggerated, a myth, or had no opinion. More than 25% indicated nationally that it was acceptable to hold neo-Nazi views. Nationally, more than half of those younger Americans surveyed couldn't identify Auschwitz as a concentration camp, and 11% believed that Jews caused the Holocaust. Folks, the same people who are behind the Palestinian-led boycott, divest, and sanction movement, militant censorship in this country, abortion on demand, and drugs on every street corner are the same people shaping these young people into an increasingly atheist, Marxist force in American society that diminishes the value of human life. This movement isn't just anti-Israel, it is anti-Jewish, and it is generally anti-faith and anti-American. Cultural Jews, even those who are non-practicing, should be appalled by the Democratic Party and the left's normalization of anti-Jewish rhetoric. Christians who have been under attack from Democrat socialists for years should be prepared for what's likely coming next. They're coming after Christians again as well. The students supporting Hamas are also anti-Christian. You can't be anti-Semitic and be a Christian. The whole notion flies in the face of biblical teaching. Despite the hypocrisy of the pro-Hamas youth movement, who banned conservative speakers from campus but praised terrorists who dismember children, we must appreciate that those young people are making an even bolder statement about faith in America as well. They are increasingly choosing the nihilistic existence promoted by their digital masters of the addicted platforms of Instagram and TikTok. Leftist Mark Zuckerberg and communist China drive more information to the world and to younger people in America every day than cable news likely does in a month. Gen Z Americans are spending up to 5 hours a day on TikTok, a platform controlled by a brutal, atheist, communist adversary to this country. Are we to believe that that doesn't impact their worldview? It is no wonder that studies show college students today are lonelier, more depressed, lack strong friendships, are more addicted to pornography, and use more drugs. It is not surprising that they would find nothing wrong with supporting Hamas terrorists. Democrats have created an inhumane generation, and any effort to change those hardened hearts will take courage and time and big changes in this country.